Hello and welcome to episode 193 of Controller Club, the friendly face gaming space, a podcast where three friends from three continents share in one love, and that is video games. On today's show, Pokemon Generation 10 is here, and to celebrate, we are going all the way back for a Gen 1 GOAT Pokemon Bracket. But before all that, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Kleinfeld, and alongside me today, as always, are two of my best friends in the whole wide gaming world. First, coming to us from across the pond, it is the digital art daredevil himself, Tom the Glue Drew. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's fun that we're gonna do basically a Pokemon themed episode here. My favorite gaming franchise encapsulated in this one episode. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. But there's also it's not just gonna be Pokemon today because there's also some other stuff that we're gonna be talking about later on the show. And I'm very excited to talk about those spooky goings on, I suppose, later in the show. So stick around for that. I think it's gonna be a good time.
Next up, it is journalist extraordinaire, the Australian abroad slash the Canadian in training, Lauren Rouse. Lauren, how are you? What's going on in your life?
Things are good. I went to this kind of crazy I feel like I was a video game character this week because I went to this, like, IRL kind of, activity place. It was called Activate. I don't know if you've been there, Klein. It's here in Vancouver.
No, I know exactly what we were talking about though. It's like the Mission Impossible lasers and stuff, right?
Yes, it was so fun. They have these, like, activity rooms where you have to, run across like, lit up f floor tiles and pick your spot, and there's heaps of different games. We had to, like, throw baseballs to break up asteroids, and really, really fun. But the laser challenge was probably the highlight, where I did feel like I was kind of Tom Cruise, like, having to dodge and weave between lasers and to earn points. So it was really also a huge workout. So that's been my exercise this week. So I highly recommend Activate. That they're all around the world too. There might be one in London, Tom. So keep an eye out.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I'll
I
take
didn't
a
know they
look.
had one in Vancouver. When you sent pictures or posted pictures online that you were checking it out, I was like, oh, I didn't know they had one down on the coast. It's super cool. Real life video game. Kind of feels like Tron, I would assume.
Yes.
But yeah, I could see
Lots of
myself
dark rooms
getting
with bright lights.
incredibly sweaty. I feel like it
Oh
would
yeah.
be a quite the workout.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some injuries as well. Not from
Oh
me, but I
no.
was definitely sore the
Oh
next day.
god.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. But here on the show today, let's get into it. It is a Pokemon themed show. We are going to catch them all, and we start with the news. We choose one story this week. Tom Drew, give us that jingle.
It's the news we Pikachu's. Yeah.
Nice. I choose you, Tom Drew. Who's that Pokemon? You've got the one story this week. Take it away. The Pokemon Presents happened. We celebrated 30 years of this awesome monster collecting franchise.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, if we did a live react to this on Friday, early for you guys on Friday morning. So if you want to check out our live reaction to the Pokemon Presents and yeah, what was revealed during that, go check that out. But if not, stick around. We're going to talk about it right now. So yeah, it's now tradition for the Pokemon Company to hold a presentation every February, and this year was no different. The Pokemon Presents was live streamed early Friday morning, celebrating Pokemon's 30th anniversary with a slew of new announcements. You had your typical announcements: Pokemon Go, Sleep, Masters EX, TCG Pocket, and more were given some updates. A very brief new look at Pokemon Champions, the upcoming battle simulator, was shown, which debuts in April. Pokemon Pokopia got an extended preview ahead of its release later this week. For GameCube fans, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is finally coming to Nintendo Switch Online, with Colosseum also being teased. But of course, the only way to close out the show was with a brand new look at what Generation 10 has to offer, which comes in the form of Pokemon Winds and Waves. Gameplay of the new region was shown, which boasts a gorgeous looking world with an emphasis on varied biomes and underwater exploration, it seems. And in addition to variants of Pikachu, dubbed Mr. Windy Chew and Ms. Wavy Chew, which I thought was a bit of fun, the starters were also showcased. The stern looking Brout, the peppy Pombon, Lauren's favorite, and the mysterious Gekwa. Most surprisingly of all is that the games will not launch until next year in 2027. So yeah, guys, you got up early. I was not up as early as you guys were, but we all reacted to this. What did we think of this presentation overall? And I think the main thing we're probably going to be talking about is Generation 10 Winds and Waves. But overall thoughts, Lauren, we'll go to you first. What do you make of this showcase here?
Well, Tom, I don't think you mentioned, but we did get a useless announcement, which is that Nintendo's making a Game Boy inspired music player with Pokemon music, which we're like,
That's true.
Why not?
Literally, who asked for that? Literally, who?
Well, the thing is with that is that like I don't know if you guys saw, but like it's you get a Game Boy, and then each song is an individual cartridge that you have to
Yeah.
put into the. So if you want to listen to a specific song, you have to have. I think there's like 45 cartridges you have to swap between. It just seems
I think
very
it
like
comes with all of them, judging from the
inefficient.
size of the
Oh
box, they're
yeah,
all in there.
but it's like how are you going to carry all this stuff with you? Like I don't know. It just
Walk
seems
around
a
with a
bit silly.
briefcase filled with these little cartridges.
I guess so. I mean, sure.
Yeah, the Pokemon Company never ceases, or Nintendo never ceases to surprise on what crazy useless things they can come up with. So that was kind of the start of the showcase, and we really started at the bottom. So yeah, it was a pretty. I was actually sitting here struggling to remember literally anything that happened in the showcase before Winds and Waves was announced. I was like, I think we were like looking at the TCG Pocket because we all play that, and I was like, cool, we'll get to see some new cards or something. They're like, oh, but they're just coming soon. We're not going to show you today, but they're coming. But we're not going to show you right now at a Pokemon Presents where we're announcing things. So that was kind of the vibe. It was sort of like little tidbits of things that could maybe be exciting, but we're not going to reveal all the cards right now. And I was like, but why wouldn't you? This is your presentation. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the overall, and then we can get into Winds and Waves.
Yeah, I mean, like, it reminded me a bit of the state of play that we just had in terms of like it was so rapid pace, but here it was just like, yeah, like you said, like the announcements had no like substance to them a lot of the time. It was literally just like 30 seconds of like, okay, here's Pokemon Cafe Remix. We're barely going to show you anything. We're going to move on because it was just like all preamble until the big announcement that everyone was waiting for, which I just found it's just a very silly way of doing things, and it's a very Pokemon way of doing things. So I kind of wasn't surprised in many ways, but it was a fun thing. I think without Gen 10 here, it definitely would have been a dud. I mean, like Gale of Darkness is huge. Like I think I've not played the GameCube games, but I've heard that Pokemon XD is like so beloved, and like Shadow Lugia alone is like has so much aura to him that I'm like I gotta try this game out. So I'm glad that's coming. But yeah, a lot of this other stuff is like, what are we doing here? I mean, the Pokopia like showcase, at least I thought that was a decent showing. But again, but also getting that game in like a time recording like 4 days time, so bit of a weird thing to do. But Klein, we'll go to you next. Pokemon Presents. What's Pokemon doing? What do you think?
What do you mean? What Pokemon's doing what they always do? This was a Pokemon Presents in every way, shape, and form. You can set your watch to these sort of things. It's like, hey, look, here comes the update for Pokemon Cafe Remix. There's going to be some cute remixes of songs that we know and love. And oh, there's that gameplay again. And now we're moving. Oh, Pokemon Sleep. Here we go. They're going to watch you sleep this time. Oh, what's Pokemon going to do next? They're going to track your toothbrushing habits, your weight loss journey. I don't know. And then at the very end, we're going to get the one thing that we came for. I think there is a unique charm to these Pokemon Presents. I don't think they're very good. But they keep doing them, and they do them exactly the same way every year. And every year I get my hopes up being like, this is the one where I don't know what they could have shown me that would have blown me away, because we knew Gen 10's coming. We knew that was going to be kind of the big thing. But it's just like, everything else was nothing announcements. They showed off DLC that's already out for Pokemon Legends ZA. I mean, they announced that there's new Pokemon coming to that game, but as a part of it was just this, hey guys, remember DLC is out there. Oh, guess what? You play Pokemon Go still? Some Pokemon are coming to it. We're not going to tell you which ones or when, but they're coming. And it was just very bizarre to me. It's like, guys, this is your 30th birthday. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it's fine. People continue to buy Pokemon. There was some exciting stuff in there. Obviously, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, I'm very excited about as the resident GameCube super fan. I think that's going to be awesome to have access to that game, specifically because Coliseum and Gale of Darkness are two of the most expensive GameCube games out there. We've already checked off Fire Emblem, which that's one of the other like $300 GameCube games that are on the collector's market. Now we're getting these two, one in March, another potentially sometime down the line. I just think making these games more accessible to people is exciting. I think that look at Pokemon Pocopia really did wow me. Everything I've seen from this game, the more they show, the more I'm like, man, is this going to be the one that I get into? Is this going to be the Animal Crossing like that I go and spend 600 hours in? I thought this showing was really good, but as you said, this game's 4 days away. It's not that far. And we did also get a treehouse this week that did show off a lot of that stuff that was shown in the Pokemon Presents here. So it is a little bizarre. It is a little weird, but also that's the Pokemon Company. Like that is what these are. They very much are sticking to the script.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of the first ever reactions we did on this on the YouTube channel, which was the Sonic Central, which was just like a crazy like cavalcade of like just weird Sonic related announcements. But the thing with the Sonic Central, like there was no big announcement. At
Was that
least
the
with the
Top
Pokemon
Golf
Presents.
game or the Top Golf
Yeah,
Sonic Central? Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
it was.
good
Which
times.
is just, it was, iconic in its own way, but like kind of, it's like, come on, guys, what are we doing here? But a bit of fun to watch at least. But yeah, I mean, we should talk about the big thing, which is Generation 10. Yeah, Pokemon Winds and Waves not coming out for the 30th anniversary, which I think is a big shock to
Crazy.
like many people. I think that was kind of almost a foregone conclusion that we get this game by the end of the year, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. So yeah, I'll go back to you, Klein. Impressed by Winds and Waves and what they showed?
Super impressed. I was kind of floored by what they showed of Winds and Waves. They showed a lot more than they thought we were going to get. They don't usually on these generation reveals show off anything too in depth. Usually we just get like, hey, here's what the starters look like. But they give us a sweeping look at the world, showed us kind of what this new renewed engine looks like, which is very exciting. And it looks like a semi-modern video game. It's not God of War Ragnarok. It's not Horizon Zero Dawn. I just named two PlayStation games, but you know what I mean. But it does definitely look like a step up from Scarlet and Violet. The way that the light was hitting the water, the shadows were being cast, even like if you look closely at the starters, little bits of texture on the like bodies of them, which is an insane thing that I'm talking about, that we're talking about texture on a character in a video game in 2026, but that's a big change from what we've gotten in the past with the Pokemon games. So I was very impressed. I think these starters look cute. I think them actually taking another year, usually bumping off this 3-year cycle and doing 4 years, is actually a good thing. It tells me that, hey, like this maybe is a little more ambitious than what we've gotten before. And I am very excited for a new generation of Pokemon for the first time in a very long time. Like this looks like the step up that I as a Pokemon fan have been asking for and wanting. I was really hoping we would get somebody saying a word in this trailer, like that, just somebody, some level of voice acting. I don't know if we're going to get that. We can't win them all, but like this looks like a vast, visually detailed, epic Pokemon adventure, which is everything I could have wanted. So give it to me. I'm excited. Winds and Waves. Don't know what starter I'm going to pick yet. I'm still very split.
What do you mean? There's an obvious one. There's actually only one.
I don't know. I like that there's something about this little owl with the eyebrow that I really do enjoy.
Oh,
Is the sassy
okay.
owl is good. Also, Gekwa, like, I don't know. I don't know. The one thing I'll say about your beloved Pombon, if this freaking dog stands up upright on 2 legs by its 3rd evolution, like, no. Guys, stop it. Stop it. Let
Yeah.
it be a dog. It doesn't need to turn into like a pop singer or a wrestler or a like, you know what I mean, Tom? Like every one of
No,
these
yeah.
characters now, it's like, oh, it's just gonna be a human by the end, by the 3rd evolution.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like Tepig evolves into Emboar, who's on like 2 legs. Litten evolves into Incineroar, who's also famously on 2 legs. So I would like a quadrupedal like final evolution for one of these starters, because we don't tend to get that. So that would be nice. It's interesting. Yeah, you're saying Brout and Lauren's going Pombon, because yeah, I think I'm a Gekwa stan. So we're all kind of thinking different.
All right.
This is the kind of
Sorted.
trifecta.
Yeah.
Wow, I actually can't believe this. This is crazy.
I do like to see where they go before I pick one. I know that
Oh
that's
yeah,
like spoiling the surprise, but I want to know what this guy's going to
Of
look like
course.
when I get to
This
the
is the
Elite
thing.
Four. It's not always going to be this cute little shrub owl with the eyebrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it could be really cool. It could be just a freak of complete nature. But
My vision for Pombon, if I may share,
okay,
is that he
yeah.
just becomes a giant ball of fur that's on fire, and he's just big, and there's just little
Like
legs poking out.
like a Samoyed or something, like a big
What's
Samoyed.
Tom? There was a Pokemon a couple of years ago who was like that. It was just a ball of fur with pink eyes, white. Oh no! He was a dog that was made of bread.
Oh, Darkspan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
I love Darkspan. Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, is Fido and Darkspan.
Yes,
They're from
Fido.
Scarlet and
That's what
Violet.
I'm. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
That was Scarlet and Violet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they're a bit of fun. So maybe we'll take some inspiration. But yeah, I do hope we get. Yeah, I think Pombon's got to be like some kind of lion or like like a big. Really emphasize that fur.
Mm.
Because if you like, I
Would
don't
it
know.
become a lion because it's a dog here and a lion's a cat? What if it's
Yeah,
a
but like,
wolf, Lauren?
oh
I think the Samoyed's a good shout. I think he's just going to become a big fluffy guy, big
yeah,
But
fluffy
he's
dog.
gonna be
He's going to go
angry.
from
That's the
like
thing. They always get angrier.
Pomeranian to Samoyed. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Haven't stopped thinking about Ponbon for like 2 whole days now. My favorite is the memes that are going around that are like Pokemon wins and it's just the dog being like blown to high heaven by in a gale force wind, and then Pokemon waves where he's like a drowned rat. I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
wait. I hope that
it's
that's
so
what they're
good.
actually taking the extra time for, is to have like some textures when they go in the water with you that
Yeah,
change.
some true like physics on the water, so that'd be sick actually. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I going into this trailer, like I was apprehensive because like I've just I've just been burned so many times, and I didn't tell anyone this, but like I was going to this thinking like, look, if Gen 10's not good, there's a chance I might not even pick it up, and I might just focus on other aspects of the franchise because it was just like it was just like diminishing returns at this point. But like after this trailer, and granted, we've only just got this one trailer so far, so who knows? We haven't seen the whole game, but it does look like very good. Like the to be honest, at first I was like, oh, this does look a bit like Scarlet and Violet, but then when you do the side by side comparison, which people have done online, it's like it's night and day.
It's
Like
pretty
the
damning.
water,
Like I
yeah,
didn't see
it
any of the
really
side by
is.
sides until today, and I was like, oh my god, it's even worse than I remember.
It's crazy. Like the water physics especially, I thought like the waves
Mm.
just look phenomenal. People are like describe like comparing it to Breath of the Wild, and I can honestly see the comparisons, especially with like the lighting and like kind of the way they kind of render the grass and stuff. And the render distance like seems to be way bigger now, I guess with the enhanced hardware. But yeah, like we said on the live stream, like take your time, Pokemon, because I think making sure this game is as good as it can be, like, will just be better in the long run. I think, you know, these games always sell really, really well, but it was coming to a point, I think, and I think the Pokemon Company was realizing that, like, they couldn't get away with it for, like, too much longer just because, like, yeah, the games are selling well, but the word of mouth and the reputation is just, like, it's not a good look to, like, just be churning out these games that, like, consistently under deliver. So yeah, I'm glad they're really taking the time and making sure that like these games seem to be as good as they can be.
Can I
I
ask a
think
question to the
also
two? Oh, go ahead, Lauren.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think also the concept demands it. Like by them going with winds and waves, you actually have to upgrade certain elements. Like you can't just have this whole promised underwater section and it not look good, right? Because otherwise,
Yeah.
what are you encouraged to explore? And similarly, if there's going to be like some kind of aerial or sky gameplay, like it's a hugely
Hmm.
ambitious idea for them to do this. I think it's great that it is Gen 10, and this is probably why it's going to be taking a little bit longer, but they have to deliver on that. Otherwise, it's going to, like, you can't have those environments be super bland. Otherwise, no one's going to want to explore them. But I think it's a great direction because, like you say, it is that kind of almost Tears of the Kingdom jump where it's like, we don't just have this
Yeah.
anymore. We also have up here and we have down here. And
Hmm.
if they deliver on that, this could easily, like, it's the biggest jump, I would say, since probably like when they went to Arceus and said, here's an open world. Now they're going like, and here's an open world with layers. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's like kind of what they were trying to do over these open world generations, where it's been like Arceus was very like environmental focused, and then you had some like verticality in Legends ZA to a point, and now it's like we're going to try and
Yeah.
put that all together. And to do that, we're going to have to actually make this look like, let's make it worthy of the Switch 2 as well, and Switch 2 exclusive. So
Do we
it's
know
Yeah.
that? That's what I was gonna ask. Do we know that
Well,
it's Switch 2 exclusive?
I all the verbiage I've seen has said it's
Okay.
just Switch 2. They haven't said Switch 1
That's
and Switch
big.
2.
Like, that's That's
Yeah.
really big, and I think that it's probably more likely that it is Switch 2 exclusive if it's coming out in 2027. If it was coming out this year, like, there's Pokemon loves money. There's, like, 160 Switches out there, or 160 Switches,
Yeah.
160,000,000 Switches out there,
But
but I
Pokopia is
also
Switch 2 exclusive. I've been sitting
I
here
know.
being like, "Do I need to buy a Switch 2?"
Yeah,
And I
true.
can tell you now, I've got 2 good reasons now. So by 2027, it's happening.
Yeah, and you wanna, like this is gonna sell Switch 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Well, this
will
is the
make a
thing.
jump to I know that Pokemon Company isn't owned by Nintendo. They are, like, technically their own thing, but Nintendo has to be sitting with them in boardrooms going like, "Okay, we're like, let's 2027 push. Let's get these things out there," and they're gonna sell millions of them. And I wouldn't be surprised, you mentioned on the live stream, Lauren, but, like, if they had some sort of tie-in console with
Mm.
Pombon on the back of it or something.
Yeah. It's just like
Pick your
Pombon
starter.
sandwiched between like the dock. Yeah, I think that'd
It's
be
actually
cool.
just a
I mean
furry
they
dock.
yeah, I mean that like fully textured, like the Joy-Cons have like fur on them as
Yes.
well.
Ugh.
That could be cool. That could be fun. Pretty
That sounds
You clearly
possibly
didn't see the
disgusting
Sonic
upgrade.
so gross. You have to put them
Oh
in
Xbox
a
yeah,
controllers.
washing machine.
yeah, that'd be horrible. But I mean, yeah, they did it for Let's Go Pikachu, they did it for Sword and Shields, they did it for Scarlet and Violet. They've done these tie-in consoles, so I'm sure they're gonna do it. And it's gonna sell like hotcakes. So I think it makes a lot of sense to do it that way. But what do you guys like? Other than what we've seen, do you guys have like any specific hopes for what you want to see out of these games? Like feature wise, like Pokemon wise, is there anything like jumping out that you need to see happen in this game, Lauren?
I want to be able to fly. Like, I want there to be
Yeah.
an aerial environment that has actual reason to go up in the sky and have an array of flying Pokemon. Like, I want what I was able to do in Horizon Forbidden West with the pterodactyl dinosaurs or whatever they're called, and use that to explore. You could kind of do it in Arceus, but this looks way like
Yeah.
this would hopefully be way more interactive. Like, have more of a reason to go up there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing because like they did have a similar mechanic in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire where you had a Mega Latias or Latios, and you could fly around, but it was like pretty limited in what you could actually you couldn't really explore. You could just like kind of fly over the cities and like encounter some Pokemon. So yeah, I think ideally it would be like this fully kind of expansive thing where like maybe there are structures in the sky, or like yeah, maybe you encounter like a Rayquaza in the sky or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. And similar with the ocean, like they've done dive and you could like explore the ocean, but it was like not to the extent that they're kind of teasing here. So that's pretty exciting. Klein, anything that you'd want to see here?
As always, I wanna see some badass legendaries. I wanna know what the
Yeah.
winds and waves like,
Mm.
usually, they are somehow tied, the name of the game, to the legendary, so I think we're gonna get another legendary bird, which is very exciting, 'cause it's been a little while since we've had just a straight up legendary bird with the winds, and then waves, I don't know, is it gonna be a whale, a big turtle, something like that? So, I'm excited to see what those are, and I'm as always, even though I haven't played Scarlet and Violet, and I've, like, definitely been in and out of the Pokemon fandom really since Black and White. Like, I have not played every generation, but I jump in probably every other generation. Um, I'm still excited to see what these new Pokemon look like all around. How many are we getting? What are they all gonna look like? Of course, what's gonna be missing? That's always the big question of who on the
Mhm.
national decks is not going to be there. And I wanna know more about this region. We still don't really know a lot about it. I don't think this is the case, but I would love if this was secretly like, "Hey, like, what if this is this is Kanto, like, years in the future or something like that. Like, we return to this world and now it's flooded or it's kinda Wind Waker style, and we're, like, going around a region that we know. I don't know, but
Mhm.
I'm interested to see if they can land the plane on this, and I hope they
Yeah.
do. I
Well,
really do.
yeah. Things, please, Pokemon. I think rumors suggest that this might be Indonesian
Oh,
inspired in terms of the
cool,
region.
cool. That
And I
makes
don't
sense
really
with
know
the
too much.
jungle and stuff that we saw.
Yeah, and they're like the kind of archipelagos that it seems to be kind of centered around. So that's kind of an interesting
I just know the
angle.
last time they made a game, a Pokemon game that centered around a chain of islands, one of the biggest complaints was that it centered around a chain of islands, and that was with Ruby and Sapphire, the whole too much
Yeah,
water thing.
this is the thing. So maybe it'll
Uh,
have to be the same complaint. But if you can explore under the water, maybe that will like alleviate some of those complaints. But
Do we also Just a question. Do we also think that they're going to bring over the battle system from Legends ZA? Like, do we think that that's going to carry over? Because
I
that
don't
was
think
kind of
so.
one of the highlights, I think, of that game.
Yeah.
Like we say, they tend to hit reset instead of building on what they've already created, but
Yeah,
can
and
we bring
Legends
them?
is kind of turned into its own sort of little bucket, and then this to me is like, oh, this is the next evolution of the turn-based thing.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like it's interesting because I mean they have champions now, which is basically like your turn based battle simulator or battle system as its own kind of game, which like to me signals that like okay now they have that like as its own thing. It gives them the freedom to be like, okay, we can look at our main games and we can experiment with the battle system and be like, okay, we can tweak it. But then again, it's like because they are the main generation games, you have like an influx of old fans, new fans who are familiar or new to this battle system, so they may want to see that turn-based system in its original form. I'd like to see the ZA battle system here. I mean,
Me
I
too.
think it was a good evolution, and I think that was the one thing that was keeping me going with ZA, and I really liked it. So I mean, maybe we saw some catching in the trailer, but we didn't see overt battling. So I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance it could be it still.
Yeah, we do see the Pokemon wandering around, which is they're carrying that over, but they've been doing that
Yeah, for
since
a while.
Sword and Shield, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's been like that for a while, but the big thing I want to see is they've done this for like the past couple of generations, but I think Scarlet and Violet kind of retreated from it a little bit. But I think it's a really smart idea that I don't see why you wouldn't do it. But one of my favorite things that they've done with the franchise is regional variants. So you have like your original Pokemon, like Diglett, for example, and then you'll have a lowland Diglett, and he has like a little tuft of hair, essentially. And you have these like different versions of old Pokemon. It's almost like remixing like a Pokemon that you already know. And I think like I just love to see more like takes on what they could do with that format.
Like
I
Windy
don't know,
Chew
maybe
and Wavy Chew.
exactly, yeah. Give them like just put all the Pokemon in like Hawaiian shirts, basically, and you can have a
And
regional
titties.
variant that way. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, like I mean, even like the Kanto starters, for example, they haven't had regional variants. Give them like a different version, and maybe they can evolve into a different type of Charizard, a different type of Blastoise. So I think that would be um just I think it's just a smart way of like bringing in old fans who are familiar with the 151, which we'll talk about more in a minute. But um, I think I think that would be pretty cool. But my last question for you guys. Again, this game is delayed to 20. Well, not delayed. It's coming out in 2027, but that leaves a massive gap now in Nintendo's calendar where they don't have that temple, or we don't know what the temple is. Do you guys have an inkling of what that could be? Just judging from what Nintendo has in in the back in the back that they could be holding on to. Klein, anything jumping to mind?
Well, we obviously don't know what their calendar looks like yet because we haven't gotten a proper Nintendo Direct. And Nintendo notoriously will hide things until the second that they're ready, sometimes even hold things that have been ready for years and then finally drop them. Let's do it. We're going to get a Nintendo Direct. Give me the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake.
That could be cool.
Why
Is
not?
when's the anniversary?
Our
Was that
40th
last year?
anniversary is this year, I think.
Oh, okay. Zelda anniversary. So I mean, if that lines up, then yeah, I mean, yeah, so that lines up. So it's possible. Maybe they'll celebrate the Pokemon's 30th anniversary. So maybe
I think they have to have
they'll bring
something
Zelda.
big. I think they have to
Yeah.
have something really big for the fall, just because it is like last year, the big thing was the new console, and obviously we get a Mario Kart with it. But like in the fall,
Mhm.
the big games were Kirby, and then we had Donkey Kong in the summer. But like this is the first full year of the Nintendo Switch 2. They needed
Mhm.
something really big. And I think Ocarina of Time remake is big enough to like be their anchor for the year. Otherwise, it's like, I don't know. Could we get a 3D Mario? I'm not sure that like the whole Mario Odyssey team being the same people that worked on Donkey Kong is throwing me off, but like Donkey Kong could have
Mhm.
been ready for like 2 years. That was being developed as a Switch 1 game originally. So, who
True.
knows? Maybe a 3D Mario is ready to go, or this team was working on two things at once, or there was only part of this team was working on the Donkey Kong and the other people working on Mario. I don't know. I feel like they have to have something big. I think it's too early for Animal Crossing, and Smash, I think, is still so far away if we're ever going to get that again. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, 3D Mario is the one thing that's kind of standing out. Like maybe, maybe there was some other team working on it, or like, maybe they were able to divert some resources to it. I don't know, but Lauren, is there anything jumping out to you like that they might have in the back pocket?
Yeah, I don't think anything that you guys haven't already said. It does seem like Pokemon's big thing is Pokopia, which is happening earlier rather than later. It would seem silly for them to do like an Animal Crossing thing that would potentially compete with that this year. Like we have the Yoshi game coming out, but I don't like that's obviously
That's
not a
the
huge.
spring.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe
Fire
it's time
Emblem is
to.
the first half of the year, I think.
Yeah, and that's like it's a big game, but it's not a system seller. So
Yeah, and the thing is with Nintendo is that it doesn't really need to worry about things like GTA 6 coming in the fall because the audiences are fairly separate. I feel
yeah,
like something like Smash related would make sense because it's just a franchise that soon hasn't been heard from in so long and could be that big system seller. But whether
That
it
team just did
is
Kirby.
whether it's
Like
on their
they did Air
mind, I don't
Riders.
know.
yeah, it's tough. So it's going to be interesting to see what maybe they bring back a new Star Fox. I don't know. I think that would be kind of weird.
Oh.
But
Not the worst
strange
idea.
things about. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like people have been clamoring for like a really good one from that franchise. So maybe, but I don't know. It's a lot of question marks, but I'm hoping we get some clarification. Yeah, sometime soon.
I think we'll get answers soon. We'll get that direct soon enough. Tom, Drew, take us out of the news, and we'll head on over to the Pokemon bracket.
It's the news. We Pikachu's. Yeah.
Yeah, we figured for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, we would do another randomized bracket, this time for the original 151 Pokemon. How this works is I've put all 151 Pokemon into a random name picker to decide our matchups, and then from there, we'll have each Pokemon battle it out to decide which of the original 151 is considered the GOAT amongst the Controller Club hosts. Now, do the two of you and the viewing audience at home, I guess, would we like to see the bracket as we're doing it? Would that make sense?
Or like reveal as we go, rather
No,
than.
I'm like, I haven't put the
on
names
the
in yet,
screen.
but on the screen.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
let's do
just
that.
wondering, I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's a bit of visual pizzazz. Why not?
I think also we didn't talk about this before it happened, but we should probably make a rule that if a Pokemon's evolutions show up, we get rid of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if it
I
was
think that makes sense.
Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur, I think we should only have one of those, whichever one comes up first.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's a fair rule.
Because like that could make up a portion of what we argue about for each Pokemon.
100%. Yeah.
Yes. We'll be doing 16. I'll go 16 to 8 to 4 to 2 to 1. The first matchup is. Let me get my copy and paste ready. Are we ready?
I'm really scared. This could go
Ninetales, the Fire
so
Dog,
wrong.
against Charizard, the Fire Dragon.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but the bracket's just been decided.
Yes.
No.
I don't want to play my hand too early, but
Oh man.
Should we do all of the matchups and then we can start arguing?
yeah.
No, I think we.
Oh no,
Oh,
you want to go
okay.
one at a time?
I think we could do one. I think it's more interesting.
You want to do them one at a time? Okay. I will swap between. Let's see. Does that work? Yeah, it works. Okay. Swap between editing the names and picking the names. So the first matchup is Ninetales versus Charizard.
Well, I've just said who I'm picking.
Who?
Charizard.
Oh, okay. I think it's also Charizard. I like Ninetales a lot. But
No.
sorry, Tom.
Okay, can I make my argument for Ninetales?
Yeah, make your argument. You're not gonna sway us, but make it.
So I do like. I mean, I like Charizard, but I think I probably like Ninetales a little bit more. I think
Insane.
Ninetales has a lot going for it in terms of like, what's a fire dog? That's fun. I think it's also got similar to what I was talking about earlier. It's got a regional variant, so it's got like an ice psychic form, or is it ice fairy? It's an ice version of Ninetales, which is like this really I guess glamorous version of Ninetales, which I think is such a cool and majestic version of that Pokemon. Ninetales is also a really big part of the first Mystery Dungeon game. You basically like seek it out to help you on your quest. When you're like a fugitive, and it like grants you like some wish. I think it's got like a really cool lore in terms of like these Ninetales and its like magical kind of abilities. So I've always been a big Ninetales fan. I know it's not going to get through, but it's yeah, I like
Sorry,
it a
Tom.
lot.
Cool, moving on.
Moving on. Next is, I need to remember which one this is. Hitmonchan
Okay.
versus Coughing.
Oh,
Coughing's so gross though.
so you say that, and I am probably leaning more towards Coughing because Coughing was one of the first Pokemon cards I ever got. I remember having a Coughing card, and he's just like this gaseous, weird little purple like sphere. Um, I don't know. I think him and Weezing have a lot of. They're just a bit of fun. Also, again with the regional variant thing, his regional variant in Galar in Sword and Shield has, Weezing has a giant like top hat, and I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. Hitmonchan's fine, but I like Coughing.
What do you think, Klein?
I think it's Coughing too. I think Hitmonchan's cool, but like, I don't know. I just like this little ball of gas.
He's funny.
Does
Maybe I relate.
Hitmonchan evolve into Hitmonlee, or is it the other way around?
No, they're
They're
two different people.
Oh, they're separate
Two different
Pokemon?
people. Yeah.
They evolve
Oh.
from Tyrogue. So Tyrogue can either evolve into Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, or Hitmontop, depending on the stats.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think Hitmonlee is a little cooler. I have no particular connection to either of these.
Fair.
Next up, we have. Oh, Coughing's going through, by the way.
Yeah.
Ponyta, Firehorse, and Electabuzz.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am a big fan of Ponyta and the evolution of Rapidash. I just think that they look so cool. It was a great idea to make the mains be set on fire.
Mhm.
And I remember particularly hunting the shiny. I think it's a shiny Rapidash in like Legends Arceus,
Yes.
which was very fun. And I like that one. So that gets my vote.
Yeah, Electabuzz is kind of a bit of just a little, like, I don't know. I don't like him.
He's just a guy, right?
Yeah, he's just like this like
It's a bloke.
round electric thing.
Yeah. I mean, I like Electabuzz because I like Elekid, which is his pre-evolution. It's like he looks like a plug. His like antenna look like a plug.
Too bad that's a Gen 2 Pokemon, Tom.
Yeah, but we can talk about them. Come on. And I'll talk about a Gen 4 Pokemon too, because Electabuzz evolves into Electivire, and Electivire is very sick. I really like Electivire a lot. But I think Ponyta's got it beat. I think Ponyta is just
it's a
like
fire horse.
the shiny alone, like you said, Lauren, like Ponyta's like blue flames, so the red and orange ones, and it looks amazing. So yeah, I love Ponyta.
Okay, Ponyta goes through. Now, to finish off this side of the bracket, we have. Oh, I've got to turn on editing mode on this bracket. Rhydon.
Okay.
And are you ready, Tom? We're going to finish off. We had Coughing earlier. We're going to finish off the Team Rocket pairing with Ekans.
Oh. Okay.
I will just lay my cards out on the table right now. If you are a big lizard or dragon of any sort, it does a lot for me. So Rhydon is getting my vote. I like Rhydon. I like Rhyhorn. I even like Rhyperior.
Rhyperier's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I like Rhyhorn more than Rhydon. But
yeah,
big rock kind of dinosaur. It's pretty cool. Ekans is also kind of cool. Purple snake, but like, meh. I like Arbok more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like any affiliation I have to Ekans is from the animated TV show just
Yeah.
because it was like Team Rocket's choice. And by nature of that show, I was against Ekans, so I really have no fondness for it. I really like having Rhydon on my team in the game. Like I think they're just such a great all rounder and just such a powerhouse. So I'm with you, Klein.
Tom's gonna
Yeah,
try
I
and make
mean,
the case for Ekans, but like Rhydon just made it through. So go ahead, Tom.
I mean, no. All I'll say about Ekans and Arbok, I think it's really cool that. Well, first of all, if you don't know, and you should know at this point, Ekans backwards is Snake and Arbok backwards is Cobra. But the cool thing about Arbok, yeah, shocker. The cool thing about Arbok is that it has a pattern on its I don't know, body, and it changes between generations. So they has a unique pattern between the games, which I thought was always a really cool detail. But yeah, I think it's Rhydon. And Rhydon was one of the first Pokemon that ever got designed. And to design that and like they knock it out of the park, it's kind of like it's pretty impressive.
Now we move to the other side of the bracket. We have Voltorb, just a ball, and
Okay.
and Growlithe.
Oh.
I love Growlithe. I think I know where Lauren. I just knowing Lauren, I think I know where she leans as well. But like, are you kidding me? Growlithe and Arcanine might be outside of Bulbasaur, like might be the just like most or the starters, I mean, the most like widely beloved Gen 1 Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Growlithe walked so that Pombon could run, you know?
Wow. Wow.
That's big. That's big words.
I love Growlithe and Arcanine. So lots of fire Pokemon coming up in this
I
draft so
know.
I
far.
know.
I know.
What's
Was
happening?
this generation fire heavy? Like I feel like
I feel like they're pretty even.
I don't
We
know.
haven't had
Yeah.
any like water Pokemon.
Oh yeah, we haven't had any water. There's
No
some good
bugs.
water too. I love like a horsey.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if it comes up.
Yeah.
But
Is
yeah, I
Growlithe
mean,
moving on? Do we want to give Voltorb's Voltorb's a Pokeball with eyes?
Yeah.
look.
Look.
I
It's true.
I like Voltorb because in the games you have that mechanic. I think it's in one of the like facilities where you have a bunch of Pokeballs on the ground and you have to like determine which are Pokeballs and which are Voltorbs. And if you pick the wrong one, a Voltorb will attack you, and if you don't, it's like you just pick up a Pokeball. So I thought that was like it's a dumb mechanic because like a Voltorb is way bigger than a Pokeball, but I think it's a fun idea. But yeah, it was always going to be Growlithe. I mean, Hisuian Growlithe from Legends Arceus, I think is honestly one of the best designed Pokemon ever. I think it's it's incredible. I think it's such a cute little guy. So yeah, I think Growlithe it's elite. It's so good.
Next we have Kabuto, that little
Oh.
fossil dude,
Mhm.
and Bulbasaur.
Oh,
Oh.
okay, I know who's winning.
Did I
Yeah.
spell it right? Is it Saur?
Yeah, that's it.
I couldn't
Yeah.
copy and paste it because it came up like the random name picker I'm using isn't deleting names, and so it came up with something that would already been up. So I like
Oh,
redid it.
right.
Kabuto or Bulbasaur? What's up? Oh, Bulbasaur
I will-
Growlithe. If Bulbasaur makes it through, that's gonna be like, oh my god, I don't even want to think
That's
about that.
Klein's children.
That's one.
Bulbasaur is my favorite
Last-
Pokemon of all time. If I was to get a Pokemon tattoo, it would be Bulbasaur. I love Bulbasaur. So Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I agree with Bulbasaur, but I will just say Kabuto is always been one of the creepiest Pokemon to me, particularly as an Australian where you do have an assortment of creepy little bugs hiding everywhere. Like seeing that again in the anime
with the little
child,
red
like,
eyes in the shadows.
This is the
Yeah.
nightmare. That being said, Kabutops is kind of cool.
Yeah, I love Kabutops. Yeah, all the fossil Pokemon I think are like really. Whenever you have like a prehistoric Pokemon, I think it's really cool. I mean, but it's Bulbasaur. Like he's so cute.
He's the best. The little onion lizard. He's awesome. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Next we have Seal.
Okay.
Love Seal.
I really
And
thought you were going somewhere else with that.
and Snorlax.
Tough.
Oh,
Tough.
man.
Two absolute
Okay.
cuties.
That is
Okay.
tough.
This is the all snuggle round right here. Like, I would cuddle either of these. Although
Oh my
in
god,
these
that's so
situations, like
hard.
with Seal, Seal's definitely Little Spoon. With Snorlax, I'm Little Spoon
Yeah, I
because
mean,
he's
absolutely.
huge.
He's a big guy. I mean, you could, I
He's
don't
a
know, you can
fat
make it work. I this is really hard. I mean, like, I like Seal. There's a really cute
Mm.
Dugong card in one of the recent sets, and it's got like the Northern Lights in the background, and it just looks. It's one of like the best cards I've ever seen. It's amazing. But
I think Seal in the anime has like one of the best just like ways of saying his name. Like Seal, Seal, Seal. Although Snorlax is pretty good too.
yeah,
Snorlax.
so great.
I also really have like a soft spot for Munchlax, the little
Yeah, Munchlax
Snorlax.
is cute. Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, I think it's probably Snorlax. I think I like the idea of like because he's blocking your route at one point in the game, so you have to use the poker flute to get him
Mhm.
out to for him to move. I like that whole angle.
He's a
His like
tank. Like if we're
gigantic.
talking about like battle viability in that first game, if you have a
Mm,
Snorlax on your team, like you're pretty well off. Like it's a good foundation to have.
yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen his Gigantamax form from Sword and Shield, but he like grows really big, and he has like the whole world on his belly. He's got like a little tree and a little like whole like biome
Oh
that like
wow.
forms. It's like it's crazy. So yeah, I like Snorlax a lot.
I hope to one day grow that large. That I turn into a planetary body.
Yeah, the thing we say.
I love Seal mainly because I love seals in real life, but I do think it's Snorlax. He's so iconic.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. Okay. I have a soft spot for ice Pokemon for some reason. It's just because there's so
Mm.
few of them. Like it seems
Yeah,
like there's
they are
significantly
pretty.
less of them compared to others.
Hmm.
Okay. To end the randomized version of this, or
Oh,
randomized portion of this, we have what do we have? Oh, Golduck and
car.
and Magikarp. Oh,
Oh,
that's not Luxus.
okay.
That is wrong.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's
Notably, Squirtle's been snubbed. His line is gone. Pikachu, nowhere to
yeah,
be seen.
no Pikachu.
But hey, that's
Because
that's
he's
how
the
it goes.
worst of the three original starters.
Hey, you take that back. You take that back. If Squirtle was here, I'd be making the argument for that little guy. Oh man.
This is tough because
Mm-hmm.
obviously Magikarp's super useless, but what it evolves into is so useful, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the idea.
But
But
is Magikarp
also,
so useless that he becomes iconic? Like Magikarp is
exactly,
his level
Yep.
of uselessness is what makes him great.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So this is tough. And
Yes.
then Psyduck, so Golduck evolves from Psyduck, and
Yeah.
Psyduck is kind of iconic in his own way. Obviously, like
Mm-hmm.
he
Mm-hmm.
featured heavily in
Yeah.
the
I like
anime.
Golduck too. Like I really like the look of Golduck. I
I
Yeah.
think it's
think if this was
Magikarp.
Psyduck though versus Magikarp, it would be much harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I'm playing my flag in Magikarp. I love the whole. I don't know. It's just cool that he evolves into this giant dragon, who technically isn't a dragon type, but you know he's basically an honorary dragon. His shiny's really cool. It's like a golden Magikarp. I just remember playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and this is bit where they like drain one of the lakes, and there's like a bunch of like Magikarp just flopping around because like there's no water anywhere. So it's just like sad to watch these Magikarps just kind of flop about. Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Magikarp, so I think I'm going with him.
I'm also gonna
Yeah,
say
I think
Magikarp.
I think Magikarp's got both things going for him, which is that the meme factor that he's so useless, but also that he turns into something really, really cool.
Hmm.
Okay. The first round is done. In the, I guess what would be the quarterfinals, we have Charizard going up against Coughing, Ponyta against Rhydon, Growlithe against Bulbasaur, and Snorlax against Magikarp. If you guys could swap out any of these Pokemon, who is the biggest snub, basically, of the original 151? You mentioned Squirtle, Tom, but
Yeah, he's up there. I mean, Mewtwo.
I think Pikachu, right?
Pikachu, huge,
I mean,
yep.
obviously,
Yeah.
Pikachu.
Any of the Gengar line? I know people
Yeah.
love those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
particularly
Gengar, yeah,
Pam.
for sure. Oh, yeah, she's a big Gengar stan. I mean, the legendary birds, Articuno, Moltres, Zapdos, love them.
Dragonite.
Yep,
Oh,
no Dragonite.
Love Dragonite. Yeah.
Yeah,
And plenty.
Eevee.
There's like so
I like the
many.
Pidgey line.
Eevee,
Oh,
yeah. Eevee.
Crazy.
Oh my god, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Okay, we head back over to Charizard taking on Coughing.
Charizard.
It's
Also
Charizard. That's no.
Sorry, Coughing.
I mean, are you crazy?
Then we go down to Ponyta against Rhydon.
It's tough. It's tough.
I
It's
think
tough.
I'm going Ponyta. I
Yeah?
love Firehorse. Yeah, I think it's such a cute Pokemon, and Rapidash I think is sick. So yeah, I think I'm going Ponyta.
I'm gonna say Rhydon.
Oh no, you're gonna make me decide.
Yep, big rock lizard.
Man, I love having both of them on my team. I think for the sake that I'm looking ahead, but I think, if it's too many fire Pokemon at the end, it's not as interesting. So maybe Rhydon in this case, although I do have an affinity for fire Pokemon.
Now Growlithe and Bulbasaur. We know where I stand, so you two figure it out.
Oh god, this is so hard.
I think I'm going to put in for Growlithe. I've just said that I really like fire Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Tom!
I had to get him before Tom said something because I'm like, I'm not picking again. But also, like, yeah, Growlithe. Growlithe and Arcanine, iconic. Yeah. They would roast Bulbasaur to a crisp. He's a leaf guy, It's his weakness.
Jeez Louise. This is so hard. Because, like, I'm just going to work this through. Like, Bulbasaur... Like, there's a whole Wikipedia... The Pokemon Wikipedia is literally called Bulbapedia. He's, like, that iconic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I love Ivysaur. Like, I love using Ivysaur in Smash Brothers. And I think just, like, that whole evolution line is so good. The Megas are good. The Gigantamaxes are good. There's so much going for Bulbasaur. But then, like I said, Hisuian Growlithe is one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Like, it's such a good design. I also love that you can, in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you can ride, like, when you, like, take Arcanine out of its Pokeball, you can ride the Arcanine around the world, like, on its back, which I think is just so sick. Oh, God. I think I have to go Bulbasaur. I think ultimately I have to go Bulbasaur, which...
Let's go.
That's so
We stay
difficult.
winning.
Man.
It's hard to beat the 3 starters.
This is the thing. It's
and Magikarp.
This is tough as well.
Yeah.
the two icons, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 standout, memeified icons.
Oh gosh.
No one wants to say anything.
Yeah, that's no one wants to plot.
Great for podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I probably will say Magikarp.
Oh.
Overall.
Ooh.
Because I think it comes down to the fact that I probably like Gyarados a bit more than I like Snorlax. And yeah, I think it just comes down to that. I really like that line. It's crazy, like, how iconic they are, like, to the layman. When you, like, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really cool.
Yeah. These 2 Pokemon really are, like, who I aspire to be. Like, so useless that I become iconic, and also, like, just eat until I go to sleep forever.
That's
so it's tough. It's tough. Lauren, do you feel like you're leaning any which way?
Not
So
really.
do you
I'm
want me to
working. I'm
make a
working through
decision and
it.
then you're giving the ultimatum?
But if I made the decision and you got the ultimatum, would you be picking differently?
No, I feel like I have one down. It's whether
Okay.
I let you make the decision or
Oh, okay. I it's hard because it's like I'm thinking too much about Gyarados, like off of the evolution and he's
Mhm.
not here. It's Magikarp. It's not
I
it's
guess
not
fair.
Gyarados.
Yeah.
So design wise, I think Snorlax is the better Pokemon.
Wow. Wow.
I would
And
rather
that's why
have him on my team than a Magikarp.
Mhm.
Okay.
So maybe
And
I'm
that's
going
why
with Snorlax.
Snorlax is going to the semifinals. I'm also riding with
Okay.
Snorlax.
Oh man.
I
This
know.
Magikarp's never gonna evolve into a Gyarados. It's so
No,
sad.
it's stuck there just
Left it
splashing.
behind.
Just splashing, but it failed over and over and over again.
Was it
It's
which
horrible.
game was it where you needed 100 of them? Was that Pokemon Go and you needed 100 of them to make a Gyarados?
I mean, that sounds about right. You need a lot of candy to
Maybe.
evolve Magikarp
Yeah.
into Gyarados in that game. Yeah.
Okay. Semifinals. Charizard taking on Rhydon and Bulbasaur taking on Snorlax. Charizard and Rhydon. Where are we going?
Charizard.
Charizard. It's Charizard.
Charizard.
Sorry, Tom.
It's just.
That's why I said it. As soon as it started, I'm like, well, I know who I'm
Yeah.
going for.
Bulbasaur taking on Snorlax. It's Bulbasaur for me, baby. I will say, of the 3 Bulbasaur evolutions, we got the best of the 3 on the bracket.
Yeah.
I think Ivysaur's cool. I think Venusaur's meh. But Bulbasaur specifically, to me, is like, he's the one.
Yeah, I agree. I think out of those 3 evolutions, like it's the cutest. It's still got the base use functionality. Like like you say, of the 3, that is the most likely to be a winner. Knowing also that you can lean on what he evolves into, which is still pretty cool. I think I'm with you with Bulbasaur. Snorlax is cool, but
wow, Tom, you don't even get to say anything.
Well, you're gonna have to say something in the next round, so
I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say.
Tom's about to decide this bracket.
yeah.
We come to the final, an all-starter matchup. The 2 starters that matter. Charizard taking on Bulbasaur. I will be picking Bulbasaur. Lauren, what about you?
Gee, I think I'm gonna have to pick Charizard. And also, I pulled this up while I was waiting because Tom, you asked Klein and I once what our favorite Pokemon were, and then you went and made artwork of it. And so there's me and my guy.
I can pull that same trick too.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go find it.
Can't believe it didn't come to your mind already.
I even have Lauren's.
Wow.
Yeah, I say that similar to Klein's reasoning with Bulbasaur. I think out of the 3 lineage of Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, like Charizard's the best. And
I
that's the one
do
we got
think
here.
that Charmeleon there's just something about him that I do really like though. Like he's got this.
He's got teenager energy.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's not a phase mom energy.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, so do all the middle evolutions of those first starters. I mean, Ivysaur, same thing. Eyes all of a sudden get angry, and then like War Turtle's like, his arms are always crossed.
Yeah, he's cool. This is interesting because I am a Squirtle. Of the Kanto starters, I pick Squirtle. Like he's my guy. I love Blastoise. I love Quartleton. I think I would argue. Sorry, knocked over my water bottle. I would argue that I think of these 3, Squirtle has the most. Each one is like as strong as one another. I think the other 2, there's like some argument of like one is weaker than the other 2. That's just my opinion.
But Squirtle's not here.
Yeah, too bad Squirtle's not
Squirtle isn't here, but I would like to give him his
sounds
flowers.
like vamping to me.
This is so tough because Charizard is like, I'm not like, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I think Charizard's a little overrated. But that's just where I'm coming from. But having said that, Charizard is very cool. His Mega Evolutions are very cool. He's got 2 Mega Evolutions, Mega Charizard Y and X, and X turns into like a black and blue dragon, which is one of like the coolest Mega Evolutions, the coolest Pokemon designs they've probably ever done. He's got a great Gigantamax form, which is like he's got like flame wings. He's got like a lot going for him, even though I do think he's like a little overrated. And then Bulbasaur's the underdog. Bulbasaur's the one that most people don't pick. Like,
Underrated.
admittedly. Yeah, like really underrated.
When they brought those games to the West, they got rid of his version.
They
They were like,
replaced him.
no,
Yeah, with
no,
Squirtle.
we're gonna do red and blue. We're not doing green. No way. Get that out of here.
No one cares about green. And I think Bulbasaur, like, it's cool that he's a grass poison type. Like, you don't typically have. It's rare for like starters Pokemon to have like dual typing out the gate. So I think that's really cool. Like he's got a great design, like we've talked about. Also, like I wouldn't say as cool alternate forms. Like his Mega and his Gigantamax are cool, but not as cool as the Charizard ones. Oh my god. I think, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I think it has to go with. It has to be Charizard. I think it has to be Charizard.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
will be honest. When that first matchup showed up, I was like, "Oh, Charizard's winning this thing."
it's over.
Yeah, like he is. I think Charizard is the, if we were to do a Family Feud poll and be like, name the
Yeah.
coolest original Pokemon, he would be the number one answer.
Yeah,
It-
it
He
would
is
have been
the
a lot
vanilla ice
more
cream.
interesting if he wasn't on the bracket at all.
Yes,
But
100%.
this is what
Follow up
happened.
question. Do you guys think there's anyone who could have usurped him? Like if they had shown up, do you
Bulbasaur.
think they could? Well, he did show up and he got like decimated. I think if Mewtwo was
Mewtwo?
here
Yeah.
or
Ooh.
Eevee, I think Eevee has like a really, I mean, just like it's iconic. But yeah, Mewtwo as well. I think Mewtwo is so cool.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Mewtwo. I think also Pikachu, just because Pikachu's the
It's
face of
iconic.
Pokemon, right? Like that would have
Mhm.
been hard for anyone to beat Pikachu.
Yeah.
That being said, I think we've got some pretty iconic choices on here. Like a
know.
Magikarp
Yeah.
Charizard matchup
I'm
would have been very
surprised.
funny. Like,
That would have been cool.
yeah, we had
And I
some good
like
ones
that we
pop
did
up.
Gen 1 because it means at some point we can do Gen 2 and like we can
Exactly.
do Gen 3.
Mhm.
We can revisit this
We can
every
even
year
do
for the
this
next
again.
10 years.
Yeah, this is it prints itself.
Let me just pick 2 random names and see what come up. Grimer and Goldeen.
Okay.
Who's winning?
Grimer and Goldeen.
Wait, I have to remember.
Grimer's the literal puddle of mud, and
Oh god. Okay, these are so average.
I kind of like Grimer because his Alolan form is like rainbow. There's like a rainbow Grimer. It's kind of cool.
Who is of the original 151 like you think the most underrated?
Hang on a minute. Is Ditto part of the 151?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ditto's kind of, can turn into any Pokemon. That's kind of
that would have had a good shot.
Yeah,
I think so.
My pick would
Underrated.
be Nidoking or Nidoqueen.
Oh, I love Nidoking.
I think they're really cool.
That's very similar to Rhydon, I feel.
Yeah, very similar. Or a Pokemon that I always just like find on my team every game I play, somehow, some way. Poliwhirl.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Poliwhirl a lot.
Yeah. I agree. I think they're a great line.
My underrated pick when people ask me what my favorite Pokemon is, it is Charizard. But if it's not Charizard, it's Scyther.
Scyther's cool. I like Caesar more,
awesome.
the like metal evolution from the next game.
The red one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scyther's cool. I mean, I'd probably say I really like Alakazam. Alakazam is like
that's a good one. That's a good
He's
one.
got the spoons. I liked him in the anime too. He's really cool.
And I think another solid one to always have in the game on your team is Onyx.
Yeah.
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 Rock Snake.
And I like him. I like him later on when he evolves into Steelix, and Steelix is
Yeah,
like a
Steelix is cool.
beast. Mm, yeah.
Well, congratulations, Charizard. Your check is in the mail. Dear listener, what do you think? You can let us know about this bracket over on social media, where you can also chime in with what you've been playing. We've been playing plenty over the last week or so. We will jump to Lauren first. Wrap a nice little bow on Ghost of Yotei for us. It's done.
Yeah, I'm the last of us to finish Ghost of Yotei, so I thought this could be a good chance to like finally have that like post-mortem ending discussion that we couldn't really have in our new game plus, now that I've finally seen all the spoilers and have spent time with it. I think, speaking to my journey with Ghost of Yotei, which has been a kind of 4 months long at this point, I said when I came into it that I was like, I'm not doing what I did with Tsushima, which is where I rushed through the story. I'm going to like live and breathe in this world and see as much as I can. And then I had like the opposite effect happen to me, where I'm like, I'm ready for it to be done. I've done enough. I've had enough. I want to get out of here. I
Yeah.
want to see it. And particularly because that first, like, I got to the end of like chapter 1 or act 1 or whatever it was, and I was like, wait, I've been playing for 30 hours already. How am I only just finishing chapter 1 now? And then you realize that
Yeah.
the last 2 acts are a lot shorter, so it kind of makes sense. Kind of really unevenly scaled in that regard, but yeah, it's done, and I'm very happy to say that I still think it is one of the best games of last year. I was happy to put it in my top 3 games of the year, and stand by that, having now finished it as well. All the concerns I had about Atsu in particular, where I was like, I'm not really vibing with her. She just seems like too angry, totally melted away by the end. It was a really great narrative arc. And yeah, completely spoiler wall has gone down. Like, seeing that arc of her going with Jubei and becoming a bit of a parent to this Jubei's child and things like that, I thought was like such a great way to go with her. And I was sitting there at the beginning being like, what is going to make her to stray from this path, essentially? And to have that come in, I was like, oh, this is really nice. And it was really satisfying by the end. But yeah, did you guys want to bring up anything that you were holding back?
No, I think the biggest thing, spoiler wise, is the ending of that game. I think is the best part of Atsu's story. As we were kind of going through Atsu's story, I was starting to think this feels very The Last of Us Part 2. And how are we going to differentiate ourselves? And I think in the last act, they do a little bit. They do stray from the like revenge path. The details in my head are a little blurry by now, but I very much remember that at the end there, she does do a bit of a 180 and has a bit of a redemptive arc. And I think that that was the strongest part of that story, and I really liked that. Also, I just love the twists and turns that we didn't really get to talk about when we did the new game plus, but like specifically the brother twist
Yeah.
and how we bring the brother back, and it's like, oh, like he didn't die and now is a big part of this story. And I thought that that was a relationship that I didn't think I was going to get when I started the game, and was happy that I did.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was like one of the big highlights. Jubei is such a like good moral center throughout it, and it's good. It's cool to see his like perspective, like battling against what Atsu's feeling throughout the game, and that also extends to like you talk about the twists and turns. Like, I like that we go through the game and you don't actually kill all the Yotei six. Like, you have the
Yeah.
Kitsune, who's revealed to be a completely different person, and you see her perspective, and it's like really cool. That yeah, like you'd think going into this game you actually kill them all, but you don't. And there's I think it's the spider you kind of let live towards the end of the game. And again, it's just like, I think it's a really cool way of showing Atsu's journey and like her progression through this kind of like revenge quest that she seems so fixated on to begin with, which is slowly broken down, and she has to kind of reckon with like the moral nuance of like her decision to do that, as she comes across these various people on her journey. So I thought that was like super well done.
You reminded me, Tom, the Kitsune stuff was something that I wanted to talk a lot more about during the new game plus, but didn't get a chance to. I kind of danced around it a little bit, saying like this game at one point turns into like an Uncharted game. That Kitsune stuff is some of the most like unique and different and still fun moments in this entire adventure, where all of a sudden is like you're doing these like temple-y kind of puzzles now, and it's much less combat focused, and you're in the snow. And I just loved all of that they had the gumption and had the the confidence to like, hey, we're gonna kind of slow things down here, but it's still gonna be so engaging. You're gonna be doing a lot more platforming and puzzle solving and kind of turn into a bit of a different game.
Yeah, I think from a story perspective and a gameplay perspective, I suppose, but definitely from a story perspective, the Kitsune thing really stuck out to me. Like that fact that you sort of meet this person and it's the reveal. It's like, wait, they were the one who you're actually after this whole time, and then seeing Atsu's capacity for forgiveness in that moment is when I knew that she was having a redemptive arc in this way, which we kind of probably saw coming anyway. But I mean, the Last of Us Part 2 pulled almost the exact same twist where it's like, here's a child now that you can look after, and like this can be your guiding light from now. And then where Atsu accepts that, Ellie turns on it. And so I thought that was like a good way of not repeating the same story. But yeah, the world was so distinct, particularly in the Kitsune's area, where it was like the enemies would hide underneath the snow and you had to actually actively listen for them. That's when you get the listening power finally. I do think that power came too late in the game, to be honest. It was really frustrating that you had to wait so long to get that, even if you went for the Kitsune the first time that you could. And then from there like all the environments were so distinct still, like particularly the Onimusha coast was beautiful. All the environments are beautiful, right? But I think that the Kitsune area was like, it had the most going for it in terms of gameplay differentiation from other areas as well. So by the time that was over, it did feel like the game kind of went very, very quickly.
Did you find the Jin stuff?
I don't think I did.
I didn't either. I know it's out there. I haven't
I
found
found
it yet.
that, yeah.
Okay.
It's really cool. Yeah,
worth going after?
I think so, yeah. It's kind of like really ties together. It's like an epilogue for Jin's story. So if you like Tsushima, I think it's worth checking out.
I know it's down in the very south portion, like that last area of the map you unlock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. I do think it was a little bit to the point I'm like, there is now too much stuff.
There's a lot of stuff to do. Yeah.
Now, when I got towards the end, it was like a funnel for me. The amount of stuff I was doing as I progressed in the game narrowed. As I got about halfway through, I got to a point where I'm like, I'm just barreling towards the end of this. Like that first area, I'm exploring everything. I'm doing all this side stuff. And then as I kept going, I'm like, I want to see the end of this. Like I've spent my time here. I ended up spending close to, I think, 50 or 60 hours. And is very much front loaded on that.
It was too much stuff without enough reward, I think, because obviously each area you came into, you'd be like, great, I'm going to go see the weapons master in this area and unlock a cool new weapon or skill that I can have. But after a while, it's like, I don't want to chase another shrine for another skill point that I don't really have any other skills that I want to unlock at this point. Like, I've got a pretty good health bar. I don't need to go to all the hot springs and like the spirit gauge. That was probably the most useful, going after the foxes and the wolves. But they got to a point where it's like, I think I've done enough of these side quests to reach a point where I'm ready to finish the game now. So there wasn't really like, even unlocking the gun, which took long enough, I was like, it wasn't worth it in my mind. I was like, I barely used it once I got it because it took too long to reload.
Well, and because it was at the very end of the game, you're kind of like set in your ways at that point. You're like, I have all my skills. When I finished the game, I did start going back and just like checking things off. And that's when I started using the other things. It's kind of like I did that in the Spider-Man games too, where I'm like, I'm using one or two of these devices, these tools that Peter has. But when I finish the game, because I'm like, oh, I'll play around with this and try that. And you actually learn, oh, I could have used this 10 hours ago, but I just wasn't.
Yeah. That being said, I am still going to sort of stay in the mind frame because I'm very excited to actually play Legends when it comes out in like 2 weeks. And I think I will kind of get that straight away just to have that experience and see what it's like. And while the gameplay is still fresh. So I'm looking forward to that.
Speaking of multiplayer games that are coming out very soon, I've been playing some Marathon. The Marathon Server Slam is happening right now at the time of recording. I think it ends on March 2nd. So if you get to this early enough, you still might have time. Out on PlayStation and PC, this is the new, what do they call it? Extraction shooter from Bungie, makers of Halo, makers of Destiny. Has been just riddled with controversy in the lead up to this game. $40 coming out, I think, on March 5th. So it's mere days away at this point. And this is my first real like extraction shooter experience. And I get it. I understand why people are into this. I don't think that Marathon is the extraction shooter for me. There's a lot going on in this game. The menus are impossible to discern. I don't know what I need to be keeping. I don't know what I need to be doing, but essentially the loop makes sense. You go in, drop in this random world. There's enemies out there. There's other players out there that may not necessarily be enemies. I've met some people and we've cooperated. You go and you find stuff, guns, pieces of armor, various resources, and then you take it back and you upgrade yourself for the next time around. And so maybe you get some equipment that allows your backpack to be bigger, or some perk that now you can come and bring back the next time you go, or a gun that you want to keep next time. But if you die, you lose all of that or a good chunk of it. So it is a fun loop. It's just figuring out, they do a interesting thing here where they bake in story and quests. So it's like, hey, go and do this thing while you're on your mission, and you're kind of building loyalty to these various brands in the in-game universe. And all of that is like, I'm just flying right over my head. I have really no idea what I'm doing. I know I have a little ticker when I go into the game. It's like, hey, kill these 3 elites. I don't know what those look like yet. So there's that. I think this world is super cool. I think like the visual language of the Marathon world, I thought this when they first announced it, is very neat. I just don't know if this is going to be the game that I sink my teeth into, but playing it, I was thinking, man, Arc Raiders might be it, because it does, from as far as I know, simplify a lot of the stuff that I had issues with. I like this loop. I just want it to be a little more easy for me to understand what I'm actually doing and why I'm doing it. But yeah, Marathon, good stuff. Okay stuff. I don't know. Shooting a gun in a Bungie game feels good and continues to feel good. So there's that.
I downloaded the Service Land, but I didn't get a chance to try it out. Would you recommend at least trying it out, or
I'd
like
recommend
is it
trying it. Yeah, they do this really
okay?
cool thing, and this is going to sound so silly to people who've played extraction shooters for years. But they do this cool thing where you land, you go looking for supplies, and you find, let's say, a crate, and it's like, oh, I'm going to open the crate, and it shows you these kind of grayed out squares of like how full the crate is, and it slowly fills it in with the items. So it's like a slow reveal, because you're essentially in universe, like scurrying through the crate. So it takes a bit of time. So that means an enemy can come up and sneak up on you. I thought it was like this like cool, like, I don't know, little meta game where I open it up and like, oh, what is it? And it just has these squares. And then one of the things, they do the Tetris backpack organization thing like Resident Evil. So it all
Yeah,
shows up as these little gray squares, but one of them might fill in as this 4 square big epic item. And it's like, oh man, it's kind of that opening a Pokemon card pack or loot box feeling, but it's every time you
okay,
open up a little crate. It might just be a healing pack, or it might be this big epic gun that now I can take on my adventure.
interesting. Yeah, I guess those dopamine receptors firing
Yeah.
off. Like, it's like,
It's
what can I
like
do?
Helldivers, if Helldivers had this level of loot and other
Yeah,
players on the map with you. Like it makes sense why Helldivers popped off the way it did. It is a very, very similar loop. You go in, you get into the fun, you get into the action. I will say this game has significantly, like, the peaks of action are a lot further apart in a map or in one game than they are in Helldivers. In Helldivers, it's kind of like you're up here all the time. There's really no like down period. In
yeah.
Marathon, it's kind of like you land, you go around. Usually a match for me, I think you have like half an hour to get in and out, but I was taking about 20 minutes because my backpack was getting full because it's quite small. Um, and in those 20 minutes, I would maybe have like 3 or 4 encounters with either other players or the computer controlled enemies.
Interesting.
Hmm. Can you explain for the uninitiated why the game is controversial?
Because a lot of the art assets that were in, I don't know if they are in this build, but in a previous build of the game, were stolen from someone else. And the Bungie has settled with that artist, but a lot of the art assets in the game were looked conspicuously similar to another artist's work. And yeah, and that is part of, I'll say right now, that is very much part of the design language that I did say I enjoy. I think like the look and feel of this game looks really cool. It just, yeah, a lot of it was stolen from somebody.
And then, we've been talking a lot about state of multiplayer in the last few weeks with Highguard, and we had that whole episode with Hayes, who was the guest on it. What are you thinking? Do you think this is going to
I
I mean,
don't
you said
Resident
know.
Evil?
yourself, you just want to play Arc Raiders after this.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I do want to play Arc Raiders. I think it's funny. I think that the Arc Raiders effect is actually going to help this game because we are now a
Okay.
few months out of Arc Raiders and people have that bug and are looking for that next thing. Like friend of the show, Steve Vigvari, huge Arc Raiders fan, still playing Arc Raiders. And I think one of the reasons he's very excited for Marathon is simply because it's like, oh, here's another game. I didn't know I liked this kind of game. Here's another one like those. And the pedigree of Bungie, it's $40, so it is not a full price game. But I don't know. I get worried anytime any multiplayer title, like I played this and liked it. I probably liked it more than what I played of Highguard, but like I was getting those kind of vibes where I'm like, I don't know if I would be willing or ready to devote myself to this, and I don't know how many people will be, which sucks because Bungie is like
Concerned.
well, this is the first new game from Bungie since I guess Destiny 2 released, and they've just been doing
Yeah.
expansions to Destiny 2. I'm sure they have some level of leash at PlayStation, but these days, who knows? Who knows? Like I would hate to see Bungie disappear. That would be awful. But crazier things
Yeah.
have happened.
Yeah. Hopefully they can. Well, hopefully there's enough of a player base for this, or if not, they can bounce back. But yeah, it's just an unknown. It's just you never know with these things anymore.
Yeah. Tom, what have you been playing? You got something written down here.
Yeah, so over the weekend, I've got a chance to sink my teeth into Resident Evil Requiem, a game that I've been like avidly looking forward to. The reviews were really good, so I was really high on this game, like hoping it would be good. And I'm pleased to say that I love this game so far. I'm about I'd say 3 hours into it, so I'm still pretty early in the game, I think. And I would say that, like, if you're listening to this and you do want to play the game and you haven't yet, uh, there aren't any spoilers, but I'm going to talk about some stuff that's revealed pretty early on. So if you don't want to know anything about the game, you're probably going to like it if you've played other Resident Evil games, especially 2, and the recent, like, Biohazard and Village. So I'd wholeheartedly recommend it. But yeah, one of the big problems I've had with Village and specifically like certain games, I guess recently. Well, with Village, it's great. You play as Ethan Winters for most of the game in a first person perspective, but then there's this really cool sequence towards the end of the game, which is more action focused, where you play as Chris Redfield. Um, but it only happens at the end of the game, which is a bit frustrating. This is the game, like the solution in Requiem is that this is very much a half and half experience. You basically play as Grace half the game and Leon half the game. It's also, I guess, for your guys' sake, it's similar to like Spider-Man 2 and that mission where you play as Venom for like one short time. It's like, oh, this sequence is so cool, but I wish you could play as him more. This solves that, like, because you can play as Leon for a decent amount and Grace as a decent amount, and they really find a good middle ground of like this first person horror focused gameplay and this action focused stuff with Leon. And I'm currently playing in like the intended mode, which is like first person for Grace and third person for Leon. You can shift those if you want to. But yeah, they just do such a good job of like the horror stuff with Grace. She's like a very nervous character. So unlike with Ethan, who's kind of like a silent, he talks, but he's mostly a silent protagonist. Grace is constantly like you hear her breathing or like muttering to herself, and it really amps up the fear factor of like, oh yeah, I'm kind of scared too because she's scared. One of the early sequences and it's actually part of the sequence I played the demo at PAX. You have this creature who's afraid of light, so you learn that like, okay, I have to escape to the light to evade this creature. But they switch things up on you because at a certain point the lights stop working. So you're like, oh, my safety net is completely gone now. I have to like run, which really adds to the pressure and like it just feels so frenetic and fun. You also get this like device pretty early on that turns like zombie blood into like ammo and like these other devices. So it's this interesting way of like shake up the resource management formula that they have in these Resident Evil games. So I think it's kind of a fun feature. But then Leon, like his segments are like they're so much fun to play as. His gunplay is incredible, and they pair them with like melee attacks. So when you like shoot a zombie enough, you can then like kick it over the head, and it's like it's so over the top and fun and goofy, but like it just feels so good. There's also like another early sequence in the game. The first time you play is Leon. It reminded me of you guys know the opening of The Last of Us with Joel and Sarah, and you're running through like the town, and everything's on fire. You can't really do anything except run. Imagine that sequence, but you're playing as Joel from the end of the game when you're like fully kitted out, fully upgraded. It's basically just like an insane power fantasy where you're like mowing down zombies left and right. It was just like it's so cool. Like I think they've done such a good job of like adding these action elements with Leon, and making them feel like properly like impactful, and you have so much again power. It's like it's a power fantasy, and Leon's a cool character as well, so that's a lot of fun. The story so far is like good. It's not I wouldn't say it's like mind-blowing just yet, but I'm definitely like intrigued to see where it goes. There's some stuff with Leon that's kind of interesting, and I really like Grace as a character. I think she's a really fun addition to the franchise. But yeah, so far just really enjoying it. I can't wait to play more, even though every time I play it, I scream, and then my flatmates are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I'm just playing a game, man. I'm sorry that I keep screaming." But yeah, will wholeheartedly recommend this to anyone who's a fan of horror games or Resident Evil games. Like it's just they've nailed the formula, and this is such a good entry.
From what I've played of Resident Evil games, I've finished 2 Remake. Do you think that as somebody who has finished 2 Remake, I could survive Resident Evil 9?
Well, the thing
what
is, so
level are the? Because from what I've heard, this and Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 2 are almost like a trilogy. And I would like to play 4. I feel like 4 might be a logical next step because it is not as scary. It's a little more action heavy.
yeah.
Or is
I
this gonna be too much for me?
Well, the thing is, because Resident Evil 2 has Mr. X, right? And he's like
Oh, yes, he
following you
does.
around the police station. And there are certain creatures or enemies that will do that in this similarly. I think with the fact that you can change it to third person, I think you would actually be okay.
Okay.
Especially because they do a really good job of like balancing those action and horror segments. So when you're like, okay, I've had my fill with the horror stuff, you flip over to the action stuff, and it's a really good balance of doing that. So I think you'd actually be okay. Maybe like some of the other like Biohazard and Village would probably be too much for you, but the fact that they've added
I
the third person
started 7,
a lot.
is that Biohazard?
Yeah, yeah,
And got about 40 minutes in, and I was like, I can't do this. This is first person. I was also playing in the dark alone with headphones on. It was just not conducive to the right experience for me, but
yeah,
I'm really curious because the reviews have been so good, and everyone's like, "This is the best Resident Evil game ever made." Like, there's so many superlatives being thrown around that I'm like, I really liked 2. It was spooky, but it was like I just loved the gameplay of it, of this like kind of puzzle box, like
yeah.
third person action set pieces here. Like there was like almost an Uncharted quality to it a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe if I
Yeah.
set the difficulty way down.
There is a casual mode. Yeah, there's like a
Okay,
story kind of mode.
okay.
So I think you'd probably, I think you'd be fine. You'll be fine. You could do it.
I would like to play 4 first.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, because that's the action one. So
Lauren has no interest in Resident Evil.
I'm interested that it got good reviews and I got points for it on Fantasy Critic.
You got a lot of points on Fantasy for
That's the amount of interest I have.
Tom, before we get out of here, can we hop over to the comment corner? Do we have any comments from this week?
Yeah, just one quick one here, and this one obviously means a lot to Lauren. So we posted some Pokemon stuff, and our boy Ryan Cotero chimed in saying, "I've known Pombon for a few hours, but I will protect him with all my life." And yeah, I think we all echo that sentiment. Protect our little.
Yeah, I responded to that saying I agree.
Yeah, so it's great. But yeah, thanks for the comment, Ryan, and yeah, share your Pombon thoughts in the comments below.
And please chime in with the comment corner question of the week. This week is, who is your favorite Gen 1 Pokemon in honor of the 30th anniversary? You can let us know over on socials. Please follow the show at Controller Club Pod on Instagram and Blue Sky, at Controller Club _club on Twitter. and at controller.club on TikTok. If you are listening to the show, we do a video version that goes up on YouTube. So if you want to see how the bracket went in real time, you can do so. Please subscribe while you're over there, ring the bell, leave us a comment, it helps us out, and rate and review us wherever you're listening podcast services around the globe. Tom Drew, we've come to the end of the show. Where do you want to direct people? What do you have going on in your life? Take it away.
Yeah, you can find me at Tom Drew Art, Instagram, Blue Sky, basically everywhere on the internet. Not posted much other than like I just talked about Resident Evil. I posted a clip that I took of some gameplay. Let's just say there was a chainsaw involved, and I had a lot of fun with the chainsaw. So, want to check that out? Maybe check that out that clip, and maybe that'll convince you to buy the game.
I saw a clip of a zombie just like literally popping, like just like
Yep,
popping open and spreading blood all over the floor, roof, and ceiling, or ceiling and walls. And I was like, man, I'm glad they're having fun out there. I'm glad that some people are enjoying this.
Like, what do they go home and dream about, those devs?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, and the best
crazy.
part is it's a Japanese developed game, so they're probably all like nice, like all every Resident Evil person I've ever seen interviewed are these nice, like quiet, polite, like yes, very good, like, and then they go and make these monstrosities.
Yeah, God bless them. God bless them.
God bless them. Lauren, where can people keep up with you, and what do you have going on?
You can follow me at lrouse19 on the socials, mostly TikTok, Blue Sky, Twitter. I don't have too much going on, but I am starting to post a few clips from a few weeks ago at Fan Expo, just some things that were interesting from panels that we were at. So keep an eye out. I want to do a few of those. I did one with Elijah Wood this weekend talking about Ready or Not 2, which I'm quite excited for that movie. So yeah, I'll have a few of those going up.
Excellent. You can keep up with me everywhere. I'm at the Kleinfelt, TheKleinFelt. That's going to wrap up another episode of Controller Club. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Now, let's get gaming.